Hello, my name's Mariah, and I grew up in a small town, and so, let's see, where do I begin? Okay, so I grew up with loving parents. I have a mom, a dad, and a stepdad, and a little brother. So when I was really young, my parents separated, and my mom got married to my stepdad, and I got a beautiful baby brother out of it. Love him more than anything in the world. And so after that, I grew up, and I grew up feeling like whenever I went with my dad, everything was super unorganized, and he wasn't very reliable. And my stepdad was always there for me. He loved me. He says, I think he did love me. I just never felt that love from him. And it was really hard because sometimes I loathe leaving one life for the other. And I don't know. All I wanted was for my two lives to be one. And I didn't know why other people had one home and one life and one family, and I had two. However, growing up, my grandfather, he was my best friend. He loved me with an insurmountable amount of love. It just completely filled the room whenever he was there, and I felt loved whenever I was with him. And man, I was a rowdy child. I got into a lot of trouble growing up, but whenever I was with him, there weren't any rules. There were just boundaries, and I felt loved. He was always there for me, and it was incredible. I've never met another man like him before. And then when I was in 6th grade, we found out that he had 1 week to live, and I was devastated beyond words. He passed away, but the pain remained 4 years to come. But in high school, I started following other paths for fulfillment. I had a friend who wasn't the best influence, but she was all I had, and I looked up to her. And so I remember I had paths like alcohol, peer acceptance, and sex. And I would run from my problems. I started lying to my parents. I snuck out all the time with her, and it never was enough. I kept doing it over and over, no matter how much trouble I got in. I didn't really care. And I just wanted one more thing. And I never really got it, but I was sure of one thing. I didn't want to be like my parents. I was scared. I didn't want to become an addict. Both my parents are recovering addicts and alcoholics. And so I knew that I needed to pivot my life in a new direction. So I shifted my friend groups. I started making better grades. I stopped talking to that one friend who was just bad news. So I shifted my friend groups, like I said. I excelled in sports. And I started dating someone who I thought I always wanted. After all these years, I was like, he's the one. And so I went off to college, and it was all right. I had a really, really rough time making friends my freshman year. I didn't live in the dorms. I lived with my aunt and uncle, which was great, but I didn't really make any friends, and so that was pretty hard. So I poured everything I had into that relationship with him, everything, but it never was enough. It wasn't, and my life felt empty. The relationship ended terribly, and I felt like my world and my future and everything was shattered upside down, and rocked, completely rocked. And my best friend of 6 years, she saw me cry for the first time, and I was broken and very alone. I had no other friends, no sports team, nothing to distract me from me, and it was all just broken. So I remember, this is a crazy story. One night I was just searching for something more, for friends, for something to fill the gaping hole in my heart, and I found something on Twitter that kind of caught my eye. And mind you, I never get on Twitter, ever. So it was, what happened? Oh yeah, I showed up for a friend and food night at the Oriad Center, and I showed up. I knocked on the door, never been before, and I knocked, and They're the nicest people I had ever met, like ever, especially at college. And they welcomed me with smiles, and they're like, hey, like they knew me, and it was incredible. A little piece of me experienced peace, joy, connection, and just energy. I felt energized. I was happy. Emotions I thought I would never feel again. And so I began going to church, and I started going to Young Life on Thursday nights. And it was crazy. I remember two of the Young Life leaders. They just they just kept reaching out to me. They made me feel loved. They made me feel accountable for coming back every Thursday. So after that, I began going to church, and for the first time in my life, I opened a Bible. The first verse that caught my eye and my heart was Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I felt rest and a real hope for the first time. I decided to go to work week at Castaway. I said, why not, let's go. And I was pretty lost and broken at the time, but I had one little tiny ounce of hope that there was something more and better out there, that hopefully life didn't have to be this way. So during one of the sessions, I remember being there at Castaway, and he really pointed it out to me and made it clear I could continue to try to carry my own life and the huge burdens on my shoulders, or I could accept Jesus and let him carry it for me. And so I closed my eyes. I remember closing my eyes, and I just sat there and I begged Jesus. I was like, I need you. Let's do this. And after that, it was incredible. It was great. I don't know, life hasn't been the same since then. But it's been pretty slow and steady, but from that moment on, the worries and anxieties of my life, they've really changed. I still get restless about things, but my worries go through Christ first. Yeah, I've had my setbacks. Life isn't perfect, but I'm getting there. And I met a man even greater than my grandfather, and his name is Jesus. And I have faith that I might get to see them both one day because of him. I was a junior in mechanical engineering, and I was so close. I didn't know how I was going to pay for my senior year, and I didn't know what to do. So I went down to work weekend at Clearwater Cove. They're just building Clearwater, and I had a really great opportunity to talk to one of the Young Life leaders, and we sat down, and I told him everything that's going on, and it was pretty clear that I needed to grow in my faith, and I had a really great opportunity to do summer staff at Lake Champion for Young Life in New York. And so while I was at summer staff, I got an email saying that I was re-eligible for financial aid and for my scholarships, and that I would be able to have my senior year at KU, and it was incredible. So yeah, it's great. I don't feel alone like before. I'm still seeking and asking God's help every single day, and I feel his loving presence no matter where I am. It's unbelievable how amazing his love is. It's one day at a time, but I do not fear, for Jesus is with me. That's it.